Okay, what is up YouTube? We are back for another workout video today. Today is day 3 of the athletic rebuild, where we're trying to rebuild our athleticism after a long time off on holiday, 8-week holiday. So today we're doing a plyometric and sprint session. We're not going to do too much talking today, we're just going to get right into it. We're into our hops. We already did a warm-up, just got our body nice and general warm-up, got nice and warm. Did that for about 7 minutes, just running. Squats, lunges, dynamic stretches, just all that kind of stuff for the warm-up. Don't need to show that, kind of standard stuff. And then we just did our extensive hops. Again, we're doing hops today. We did that in the last video too, the last workout, but we're kind of switching up our program a little bit for this week. So we're going to do hops on our sprint day. This is our first sprint session in 8 weeks, so I'm not expecting this to be amazing. We're just going to do accelerations for this session, no top end speed sprints, because that's when I'm opening up the opportunity to tear a hamstring doing that. So nice and short sprints to start with, up to about maybe up to 20 meters. We'll see. We'll do at least 10 meters to start with, maybe go to 15 meters, maybe just keep it at that, just trying to get our body moving fast again, just trying to get nice accelerating quickly. So we're going to do low volume as well, nothing too crazy, just to get our body back into it. And then we're going to do some tempo runs for conditioning, which is a little bit conditioning. It's also just getting my body back into running longer distances, longer strides. So we'll probably do we don't have much room here, but we might be able to do like 100 meters if we go off the grass and onto the gravel bit. So we'll probably do that, about 100 meters, try and do it within 22-25 seconds, which is really slow, but the aim is just to get our body doing fast, longer running. It doesn't really matter about the speed for now, it's more of a conditioning element. And then we'll rest about a minute, and then we'll do it again, as I said, to get more running in the legs. But that'll be at the end of the session, because for the speed we'll be as fresh as possible. So for the acceleration we'll do that first. But yeah, we're going to do our hops, get into our hops, nice warm up, medium hops, hop bound, and then we're going to go into the acceleration sprints. The grass is a bit hard, so which is probably better, to be honest. It's good to get a little bit my body used to these hard ground contacts again. Obviously it's still a little bit soft with the grass, but I need my body to get back used to the hard ground, so to strengthen up my joints and all that. But yeah, we're just going to do some medium hops, 8 reps, 3 sets of 8 reps. Only rest about 30 seconds between each set of these. Don't need that much rest, because it's not max effort. Plyometrics, just like kind of a medium intense, just that middle ground between light and high intense. Okay, we're going to hop bound now. So it's just 2 hops into a bound, 2 hops into a bound. This is good to get our body used to doing hopping, because it's not like the full hops are pretty difficult to get into. Obviously that single leg repeating that exercise, it's very difficult, so sometimes it's good to do the hop bound if you're new to hopping, because then it gets your body used to hopping one leg, and you don't have to do full effort ones. You don't have to do that many reps, just 2 reps, and then you go into the bound, switching legs. It's a good way to get into hopping. Honestly, getting good at hopping is one of the best things you can do for your athleticism. It's one of the closest things that you can do to sprinting that isn't sprinting, especially in the weight room, because you can do it in anywhere. Even if you don't have that much space, you could just do hops in place, just like lifting your knee up. So you don't need that much room. It's also, you don't need to be outside to do it. You can do it in the gym. Obviously with sprinting you kind of need a little bit more room for that. So that's why hopping's so vital to do for your athleticism, especially if you don't have much room to sprint. It's almost like you're sprinting, especially when you're flicking your heel back. You're getting that motion of like what sprinters do, and when you're swinging your leg, and that's what we want. And you're also getting a lot of forces through your body, which is what we probably get more forces when you're doing single leg hops than you do when you're sprinting anyway. So it's kind of an important exercise, because you need your body to be able to withstand those forces, especially if you're playing sport a lot and you're doing a lot of change of direction. Your body can take up to like 6 or 7 times your body weight, maybe even more. And that's why hopping is so good, because on that single leg, when you're doing that cyclic motion, you're taking a lot of your body weight onto that single leg, probably around about 5 to 6 times your body weight on that single leg each hop. So your body needs to get used to that, and that's why hopping and training is a really important thing to get good at. So if you want to get good at it, Hop Bound is a very good way to do that. I also have a free 6-week plyometric program that will also teach you how to get good at hopping and how to get good introduced to plyometrics. So if you want to get that, just leave a comment in the video and I'll send it over to you for free. But yeah, we're going to do one more set of these, and then we're going to get into our sprints. Probably do a few warm-up sprints and then get into the actual short sprints. Okay, so we're on to our sprints. We did a few little warm-up ones, just to get nice and warm, just increasing that intensity slightly. Now we're going to go for a few max effort ones. I'm not going to expect to do a lot here. I'm not going to expect to get very fast distances either, very fast times, because obviously I haven't done this in a while. So I'm just going to use this as a gauge, see where I am at, see how I need to improve. But they might not even be my absolute max effort because I haven't done this, so I don't want to pull a hamstring or anything. But when you're doing like 10 meter short kind of accelerations, the likelihood of you pulling the hamstring is quite low. It's more when you do the top end speed where you're actually hitting your top speed, and you haven't done that in a while. That's when you're going to increase the likelihood of pulling the hamstring or injuring yourself. So these short sprints I should be fine on, because I'm not actually getting my maximal speed, if you know what I mean. So when you're doing top end speed sprints, that's when you're hitting your absolute maximal speed. When you're doing acceleration sprints, you're just accelerating, you're not actually hitting your top speed. So yeah, I'm not expecting to get fast times here. I'm not expecting to get injured either, so we'll just see how it goes. We'll just do as many until the drop off is pretty bad, probably like 4 or 5. We might do a few longer ones too, then that'll be us, and then we'll do some tempo runs. It's also not like the best surface to be doing it on because it's quite a squidgy grass now. I thought it was going to be harder because of the frost, but it's actually quite squidgy. It's not got much firmness to it, so my feet are getting stuck in the ground. I do have my football boots on, which gives me a little bit more grip, but it's not a true reading of my speed times. So but again, I'm not really fussed about that. I'm just trying to get back into the movement of running fast and sprinting fast, and this is all I have access to at the moment. There's not that many tracks around Aberdeen, so you can actually do, or where I live, where you can actually, sprint on a track. So just got to do what we can. This is my back garden, so this is like all we can do, and I'm lucky to have this. We can actually still do it. So yeah, it's not a true reading, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to get back into moving my body fast anyway. So yeah. The one thing about sprint training, or like speed training in general, that a lot of people get wrong is that it's quality over quantity. So the aim is you don't want to turn your speed sessions into a conditioning session. So you want to rest at least 1 minute, or this is what I use, 1 minute for every 10 meters sprinted. So for instance, I've been doing 10 meter sprints right now. I'm going to rest 1 minute between each sprint. Instead of, a lot of people would do 10 meter sprint and think, oh, it's not that tiring, because it's not that tiring, because the whole aim is to be speed and powerful as possible each rep. So then they'll think, oh, I'm not that tired, I'll just walk back and go again. That's eventually, if you keep doing that, the 5 reps, the last rep is going to turn into it's just going to turn that session into conditioning. You're not actually going to be sprinting your fastest each rep. You're not going to be actually improving your sprint speed. You're just going to be working on your conditioning, which is fine, but that's a completely separate thing you want to work on. For speed sessions, sprint sessions, you want to be working on your speed, so you need that rest. It needs to be quality. Each rep needs to be high quality, so you need to rest in between each one, so your body is fully rejuvenated and is ready to go. It's max effort again. You wouldn't do a 1 rep max squat and then repeat it within 20 seconds again, because you wouldn't be managing it at all. You'd struggle. It's the same with sprinting. You want to have nice quality, because every rep is a max effort. So you need to rest in between. So what I go by is 1 minute rest for every 10 meters sprinted, and it seems to work well. So yeah, we're going to go a little bit further now. We're going to increase the distance to about 50 meters. We're going to do 2 or 3 reps of that, then we're going to go into our tempos. Okay, that's us done with our sprints, so now we're going to get into our tempo runs. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're just going to run a bit on the grass, and we're going to go into the gravel bit. We've decided we're just going to run for 20 seconds, and then we're just going to walk back and then repeat that for the tempos. So yeah, we'll just get into it now. Again, with these tempo runs, the aim isn't to run as fast as possible. I'm just going to be running at 70% of my max. And as I said, just running for 20 seconds, walking back, and repeating that 6 times. Okay, cool, that's us for the day. So a nice little speed session, some hopping, some 10-meter sprints, some 15-meter sprints, and then some tempo runs. It doesn't seem like a lot that you do on these kind of days, but that's not, the goal isn't to do quantity, it's all about quality in these kind of sessions. So we're looking for, mostly my sprint kind of sessions only last like 45 minutes, maybe an hour if I'm taking time like talking to the camera or resting a lot in between, depends how long my sprints are. Normally it can sometimes take an hour, but we don't really need to be doing much more than that because, as I said before, it's all about quality, not about quantity. So yeah, really good sprint session. Happy to be back doing some sprints, hopefully in the next few weeks. So the way we're doing this is we're doing a short to long approach. So for the first few weeks, we're just going to be doing acceleration sprints, and just gradually increasing the distance of them until our body's back used to moving fast and sprinting. And then we'll just increase the distance, as I said, and then we'll start working on some top end speed sprints where we're hitting our max velocity with our run up into it. So I think this is a good way to do it, especially if you haven't sprinted in a long time or you haven't sprinted in like years. The best thing to do is start short sprints, 10 meters to start with, and then just gradually increase the distance every week or every few weeks. Depends on how you're feeling. If you're feeling like you can do it, then just keep going and going, but never start with the long distances and top end speed sprints where you're doing a run up and then sprinting as fast as you can, because that's going to hurt. That's when people pull hamstrings and hurt themselves. They haven't sprinted for years, then they go in and do a 40-meter sprint, and that's when you're going to pull a hamstring or hurt yourself. So as I said before, just do short to long approach. Start with short sprints. Even find yourself a hill. A hill is a great way to get into sprinting. Hill sprints, because like you're not putting as much force into the body, and on that angle, it's easier on the body doing it that way. Or even weighted sprints, again, even they're great to get you back into it. If you haven't sprinted for a while, weighted sprints, hill sprints are the best. Or if you don't have any access to that, just do 10-meter sprints to start with and just gradually increase the distance as you go. It's not that difficult, to be honest. If you want to get back into it, just don't do too much too soon. But yeah, delighted to be back into it. Thank you for watching again, and we'll see you next time.